Hey traders, checking in on the stock market today. Tech sector bulls defend key support, bounce right off a double bottom, and now we're going to be watching in the next 2 days, can they go on offense? The financial sector continues to surge in all-time highs. Growth names continue to show weakness, searching for monthly higher lows, but no sign of them yet. And the metals bulls have a big-time break in the short term to see another leg to the upside. Let's look at it all. So checking in on SPY, the bulls continue to keep their complete control. I think it's the second highest close of all time. The all-time high is right there at 420.72. And the bulls bottom line are keeping their complete control at this point because we are continuing to see rotation. And again, someone who is not watching all of our major sectors and is only focused on the tech sector and seeing the weakness the last couple of days, they're missing the complete picture here that the broader market is just fine thanks to our other sectors holding up. And again, we're just going to constantly be watching that rotation. One of the next rotations that we're keeping an eye out is our growth names that have been consolidating for months. We're watching for them to set monthly higher lows, knowing that it may take a few days and it may take a couple more months for that to happen. But it is something that I'm keeping an eye on, and I've made a couple attempts on XBI to be one of those monthly higher lows and just continuing to position in low risk scenarios, attempting to find those monthly higher lows. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that over the weekend in a video for members. So key new support level on SPY is 411.67. When the two levels are this close to each other, if you want to have a real tight level, then you're going by the higher one. But if you want to be a little bit looser, that lower level, just $1 below it, is the level that I would go with, because if you break 411 but bounce off 410.50, then I would still consider that holding support. So I'm sticking with 410.59 as the must-hold level, and we'll see if the bulls get a new all-time high. The NASDAQ 4-hour time frame, look at that beautiful double bottom. Picture perfect. So the bulls held that level first thing. They saw it bounce, and I said a couple things throughout today. And the first thing I said is bulls must hold. Really, it was just the hourly. So bulls must... Well, no, the first thing I said is bulls must change this 15-minute trend because we hit the double bottom, just a 15-minute lower high, and then there's your big save to change that 15-minute trend. Great. Now you zoom out. Now you have to change the hourly trend. Into the end of the day, it was a statement at 3 p.m. where I just said, this is it. It's now or never for the bulls. You have to set the hourly higher low here into the end of the day, or the bears are going to keep complete short-term control. We set that higher low, surged higher to confirm the hourly trend change. And again, we're just looking at 33.14 as the resistance level on QQQ as we head into tomorrow. And it's only 1.5% away. So we're watching the NASDAQ futures chart overnight tonight. And in my opinion, one of two things is going to happen. A bull break and gap up opens tomorrow, or a rejection from resistance and we tighten up into next week. So if we fail to break this high of 13,680 and start to pull back, it's just a tightening range. Financial sector, again, just massive move. And you're seeing the rotation where, I mean, we can go all the way back to the last 15 months as to how it played out. It was our high flyers, which are our high growth names, and the tech sector surged from the bottom. And lagging behind was the financial sector, the energy sector, and a few other sectors, obviously the airliners, hotels, all those names. Lagging big time. Well, now, I'm way off here. Here we go. So here's where they're lagging. They're lagging this whole period. And then, to start November, everything changes. And now we're the leaders. And the growth names have been consolidating for the last few months. And again, just look at the biotech sector, the ARC ETFs, PLTR, biotech, I already said that, marijuana sector, all those sectors, solar sector, they have been consolidating for 3 months, and this is what the financial sector has been doing for 3 or 4 months. So we're just taking turns. And in my opinion, we will see the energy sector, financial sector, and all of our leaders right now will consolidate, and I believe that we will see funds go back into our growth names and all the names that have been consolidating. So again, just this is it on the monthly time frame for the financial sector. The energy sector, the last few months, not nearly as strong, but it has been going up. But then you look at the biotech sector. On month number 4, a pullback. Obviously, we just started the month, but MJ sector's doing it. ARC ETFs are doing it. The EV names are doing it. The solar names are doing it. They're going inverse to the financial sector over the last 4 months. So I'm looking for clues for weakness in the financial sector that's going to show us signs of those funds rolling out into other sectors. If the financial sector drops and everything else drops with it, then that's a big red flag for bulls overall. If the financial sector drops and our other sectors start showing signs of life, we're going to say, well, here we go yet again, another roundabout the rotation game. I don't know what that means. So financial sector, blue sky breakout, extremely strong. Anything above 3604 keeps the bulls in complete control. Healthcare sector, looking great. So the line in the sand is 121.03. Look at that bull volume that's just been steadily increasing in XLV. We're just looking up at 123.44 and then 123.96, the all-time high. And over the last few months, 3 months here, of the healthcare sector joining the financial sector, leading the way to the upside, while the other sectors have been consolidating for 3 or 4 months. Biotech, bear break, and a bullish reversal candle on high volume. I did stop myself out on the break of 125.90, but it was a break-even stop out. And what my small wins or break-even stop outs are doing are keeping me interested. And I'm going to keep trying for these monthly higher lows. Maybe not right away. Maybe I'm going to be a little bit more patient. But by keeping my losers small, I'm sticking in the game. And if I were taking loss after loss, and now I'm on loss number 3, I would just have to cut myself off. Because obviously that is just spinning my tires and not a good scenario to put ourselves in. So I will, I am going to be all over these ARK ETFs, monthly higher lows. After that massive a move, there are no red flags on these long-term charts. I'm going to be patient, but I'm watching for it. Lower high every single day for the last 7 days. Once that pattern breaks, we're just going to scout a daily lower high. And we're watching for that in the biotech sector as well. Just going to be watching for a daily lower high. But again, not falling asleep on the sectors that have been, again, healthily consolidating. The biotech sector, there's no major red flag considering what we did coming off of the low of the COVID dump to the high of almost a 200% move and now a pullback. Yes, it is significant pullback, but if you look at the retracement to 30% pullback, how much of the move have we given back from the COVID bottom to the top? Not 50% yet. And we're approaching that 50% level. So again, right now I'm just talking real big picture, and on a daily basis, I'm just keeping an eye out for the clues. And there's no rush. Again, I don't need to nail the bottom. So I will probably be patient and wait for a daily trend change setup, considering that XBI has not confirmed a daily trend change since the all-time high. Semiconductors. Trying to bounce with the tech sector. Bulls need to get over 241.29. And then from there, we would zoom out and scout a weekly lower high, anything under the all-time high, but that would be a short-term shift in momentum, same as what the tech sector is looking for if we can get that little 4-hour trend change. Solar sector, still very weak. One of those names that is in the pattern of a lower high every day for a bunch of days. Bear break, no monthly high or low has been established. Again, you look at this and you say straight move up, straight pullback. What do we look for as the most likely scenario when that happens? An equilibrium. And there's going to be nice gains to be had. There were nice bull gains. Now there's been nice bear gains, and there will be nice bull gains again. Just not yet. 50% retracement at the moment. We will form a monthly high or low compared to 21. And then we'll watch for a monthly lower high because the size of this retracement is 50% plus. USMJ still trying to hold, ideally, 41.29 to be a potential bull flag. But we need to see an hourly trend change back in favor of the bulls. Little bounce into the end of the day is not meaningful to set up that hourly trend change right now. And if we get a bear break of 41.29, the odds that the bulls can change the daily trend back in their favor will increase. No, it will decrease. If we break that support, the odds that we can change the trend will decrease a bit, and we'll be watching for the potential of a tightening range. But keep in mind, a lot of major USMJ names have earnings next week. So EV names, might as well check in on them. So NIO, still weak, but holding support. Watching for a potential playoff of 34. And Tesla, still weak as well, but technically looking for a weekly higher low, anything above 591, which is still over 10% away. The VIX, weekly bear flag still in play. Big upper wick after big upper wick. If we see a break of 1790, the odds of a weekly bear flag will increase. And again, just no follow through because there's no broader market fear. Dollar, daily lower high set. So that's now 91.44 key resistance. And it's up to the bulls. They have to hold 90.42 and break that resistance level to prove something to us. And if they don't, then the bears keep complete control, and the metal bulls had a great day today. Nice breakout. Made a post on Twitter 6 minutes before this breakout, and I said, this is an ascending triangle. The pressure is building up under 1800 resistance with all these tops. Watch for some action within the next couple trading days. 6 minutes later, we break out over this. So didn't get the time well. I got the window right, but it was just a lot sooner than I thought it would be. And another leg up. So again, every leg up that we see increases the odds that our low is in. This is a solid monthly bounce. Anything under 1959 is a monthly lower high, but the bulls do need to change the monthly trend back in their favor eventually, but getting as much follow through as possible until then. Look at this gold chart. One of the reasons, there were maybe 4 different technical reasons why I entered increasing positions into gold, into weakness 6 weeks ago or so. And one of those reasons was the 2-month chart. Seeing the breakout, seeing the pullback, and seeing the test of EMA support. And again, if I just look at all of our laggard sectors on the monthly time frame, I'm looking at the same chart, which is why I have interest in those names. Silver, same thing. Nice breakout. Silver 28.33 is the next level, and then 30.14, the multiple year high. So silver looks great. Gold, what's our next resistance? 1816, right around that level, and 1855. Look at the cross of the EMAs on the daily. Bear cross on the equilibrium breaking bear. Bull cross, got some follow through, but we've got a second bull cross. They're just some nice signals for multiple week momentum. Miners, inside bar bull break, big time follow through, and a bull break of 36.84. So continuation. And again, we're looking at the same kind of pattern on the miners. Just looking for a monthly lower high, but 2-month time frame. Curious to see if we see a 2-month lower high. We're going to have to see increasing bull volume if the bulls hope to break that resistance. Without increasing bull volume, we're going to look for a tightening range. Oil, daily consolidation underway, but anything above 62.91 is a daily high or low. And natural gas, same thing. Anything above 2809 is a daily high or low. I am watching for weakness in, well, maybe not. I don't really care about the energy sector. Nah. I'm watching for weakness in the financial sector, and I'm watching to see if that weakness leads to rotation into our growth sectors. Could be tomorrow. Could be in 7 weeks. It's just big picture. What I'm keeping in mind in the back of my head. Not acting on it on a daily basis. Certainly not. Just watching for clues. All right. Trades I took today. Coin short. Finally took a short on coin. Bears have had absolute complete control. We have not seen any sign of any meaningful bull volume at any point during regular trading hours since it has started trading. We will hit a bottom on coin and see significant gains off that low. But what the price action is telling me, insiders are not done selling, because this continued drop is showing me that there is continued more supply than demand for shares. And eventually, it doesn't even have to be a big demand for shares to pick up. In my opinion, the supply of selling will slow down and then be done, and the only people left will be shorts covering and bulls buying that dip. So again, you don't want to be trying to go bullish every day on coin. You want to be watching for the signals. One signal I'm watching for is a climax bottom. There's no need to nail the bottom. There will be notable gains when the scales do this. So the trade I took today on coin, and I had a bull bias. Initially, I looked at this 2-minute time frame to start the day. We hit the high of the day, the low of the day, and then we bounced right back up to the high. Someone in the chat room posted bear break on coin with a lack of follow through. So I pulled it up, and I pulled up a buy order. And I said, all right, if we break the high of the day, I'm going to look to make a bull flip. And then I caught myself and said, what are you doing? Top fish that. We just made a multiple percent bounce back to the high of the day. The bears have had complete control. So the high of the day was 272 and change, and I shorted 271.20, put my stop over the high of the day, tiny risk, and then we followed through for the bears, exited half in the 268s fairly quickly. Now I'm in a risk-free trade, and then we saw the bear follow through, and I exited the rest in the low 260s here as I was leaving the computer for a couple hours. Definitely saw a few more percent to the downside, but I'm happy with that trade. So again, I'm watching for a bottom on coin, but it's just a back burner trade, and I don't want to confuse that term with the oversold bounce trades that we look for. But what I mean by that is it's just a trade that I know will eventually be a good one. I know without a doubt there will be a good bull trade on coin. I don't know when. So every single day, I'm just keeping an eye out for the clues. Knowing I don't have to nail a bottom, I can get an hourly high or low, I can play an hourly trend change, I can wait for a daily trend change to try and set up, although not many times we will see the scales tilt to the point where it doesn't give an easy daily high or low and trend change entry. But these are I'm just planting seeds for trades that I know I will be making sometime in the next few months. There's a lot of traders that always ask, how do you know what you're trading on any given day? Well, I've got the names that are my go-tos: NIO, Tesla. It was APHA, now it's TLRY. And more it's been coin. And again, these names that I'm not trading, I've never traded ARK, any of those ETFs in my life. But I will eventually when the time is right. Other trades, man, it was frustrating at the end of the day because I was looking for QQQ bulls to show up for that hourly high or low into the end of the day at 3 p.m. And I had an internet technician come right here. And I was ready to go with a sizable Facebook position. I've been watching Facebook. I like the daily chart on Facebook. And I was ready to go sizable on TLRY. And the doorbell rings. And I say, well, there go those trade game plans. But I need good internet. And they're fixing things. There's been some bugs. So that's good. But it obviously, in hindsight, would have gone real well. Facebook had a beautiful run into the end of the day. I like Facebook because it's in a daily uptrend coming off the all-time high. Daily EMA 12 is holding double bottom, just like the NASDAQ futures there, and to close at the high of the day. Facebook positioned real well if the NASDAQ futures can break this 4-hour resistance. And other than that, it was TLRY, which was just crushed. But I was just looking for a crushed oversold bounce to get going. And it was a nice 3% move into the end of the day. Nothing huge, no big deal. Grateful the account closed at all-time highs again, which is all I'm going for, slow and steady. Tomorrow I will be watching TLRY for an oversold bounce. Hourly RSI crushed, 4-hour oversold, daily getting back to oversold, just a 4-day dump. So I'll keep an eye on that oversold bounce tomorrow. Other than that, it's all about the NASDAQ futures and whether or not the bulls can change the 4-hour trend. If they do, I shift my exposure to my SQQQ hedge position. If bulls break this 4-hour, I'll exit half of that short. I won't exit all of it because on a bull break, we're just scouting a daily lower high. But I'll exit some of it. And then if the bulls don't follow through, I'll jump right back in when I exit quickly. All right, I hope you had a good day. I'm recording this at the normal time, but I'm not going to be able to upload it until late night, thanks to the internet technician. Do good things. Baby geese are in town. First Gosling sighting. Gosling? I don't know if that's just Ryan Gosling's last name or is it how you pronounce Gosling? Goosling? It's not Goosling. It's Gosling. They're fuzzy.